Hey guys, just bouncing an idea here in CAD. Set up a recording device I think is going to work fine for me. Um, but kind of wanted to share a thought process as to what we might see. I have, let's see here, how can I concentrate on this? I would have at this end two stickman individuals that represent viewing something at different vantage points. One, of course, higher than the other, and this path for the upper observer would be one who is observing this last little bit of distance of water at a great distance. And from his height, the water would present itself to that observer at an angle. So my point in the equation, for as far as the idea of refraction, if all of a sudden this path, and the light is traveling from the end area here to the observer's eye, regardless of where an observer is, there is information coming from this little area that would meet an observer. But just picking the path I'm going to talk about would reference an observer at approximately this height. So now what happens when we rotate that bit of information, finds a point just above the water, and let me turn off my snaps a minute. Let's say just slightly above the water here. Let's turn off ortho, and it comes down and now centers up on the lower observer. Now, the orientation to the original visual information maintains the same. And as you can see, that lower observer is going to observe the original bit of information canted up on an angle. On a lot of the observations that I start looking at, as far as boats that are disappearing over the horizon or stuff that Travis just put in front of me, you can, if you study the water level or how the baseline water rolls up into the observation, you can see that it looks like there's this stepping up or ramping effect to where the edge of the water now presents as a raised horizon, I would suggest. And what can potentially happen is anything that is not in this initial angle that pulls itself forward and presents itself behind, past the point, the maximum point of this refractive phenomena happening, will now all of a sudden sit lower than the front wall curtain of refracted water. Wanted to try to throw that out there and see what you guys think about this concept, and maybe go back to some observations. To me, it looks like you can find definitive areas where you can actually see the different angles at which the water presents itself, and it could be a 3 or 4, 5-step process in ramp up visually based on this refractive phenomena. And when you study it and you see that, and then turn around and take a look at an observation like Bo's last the October 28th presentation, and you look at the water line when he zooms in, that ramping up look of the water is absent. And just like uh, Auguste Piccard said in his observation from the high altitude, that the world looked like a flat disk with an upturned edge. And this area right here, through refraction, presents itself as an upturned edge. Might the horizon actually be the distance at which this visual phenomena occurs? And creating that edge to drop beyond would explain a lot about how the sun would disappear over the horizon. And when I look back at David Weiss's sunset, where it just fades away to nothing, that's probably in an environment that this phenomena is not happening, and the sun just fades away. But this concept might explain a lot of the phenomena that we're struggling to explain as far as our concept of a flat Earth. So I'm going to stop there and see how it sounds, maybe upload it and clue you guys in on it, and you can tell me what you think. Let me know. Bye.